Welcome everyone, we're MOTORADDICTS. I'm Owen, Nick, Stu, and we're over in the Netherlands and we're talking to Vincent from Vintech. He's the genius behind what is Vintech Performance, and we're going to find out a little bit more about what he does here and the history of everything that goes along with it. So it was a bit of an eye-opening thing. When we first drove down here, I mean, there is a lot going on, isn't there? It's just, what did you, on first inspection, there's a whole load of stuff happening that you wouldn't expect.
Exactly. I mean, with us being in Europe, for our American audience, there's a lot of Euro cars, as you can imagine. A lot of Peugeots, Renaults, that kind of stuff, BMWs, Mercedes,
You've always got to throw out the bad, haven't you?
Mm-hmm.
We've got Volkswagen as well, Audi, you know, Lamborghini.
What do you mean the bad? Do you like Renaults?
I like Renault, but you've got to limit the Renault.
Okay.
Why?
All right.
Well, if it's Renault Sport,
No.
I'm game.
Okay.
Okay.
If it's
Peugeot GTI, I'm game.
yeah.
But that's as far as
That's game, but with an M-E.
With an M,
Yeah,
Okay.
not the, yeah.
So to be surrounded by so much Americana, it's very surreal to go to the USA via the Netherlands, if I'm honest. I've never been to America, but I imagine this is what it's like. Lots of chrome, lots of V8, lots of noise. It's awesome. There's so many distractions as well, because your shop is so well laid out. I mean, I feel there's an American flag to my left, and I feel very patriotic being in front of that, I must say, yeah, as a Brit.
If you led someone from outside with their eyes closed and brought them up here and said, right, open your eyes, they'd be like, I mean, this feels like a completely different, it's a completely different context. It's amazing, it's very inspirational, but I love it, I love it.
Was that always the intention? Was that always the intention to make it like this little slice of America?
Yeah, it's always been the intention to make it my own.
Yeah.
Like to have my personality reflecting my work and my environment where I work in.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
So what made you start the business? Have you had experience with American cars before? Were you brought up with American cars, or?
Yeah, I think it came in very early. Like I think with my dad, who works with me here on a daily basis, which what I'm very proud of. And yeah, friends of his, he rolled in. I think when I was like 8 or 10 years old, he rolled in a Cadillac convertible, and I can remember even the color and the model. It was an Eldorado gray. I mean, I was hooked like right away. I was like, oh, this is for me. This is it. Yeah. And then at one point, I started working at a shop not very far from here, and the shop next door had cars rolling in all the time that I really liked. So then he just started it. I walked in there and I said, like, hey, do you need any people? Do you need some guys to help you out with? And he said, yeah. Send me your resume. And then I sent him a resume, and he said, you sure you want to work here? I said, yeah, this is what I want to do. So I worked there for, I think about 6-7 years. And then, yeah, at one point I was like, I think I'm ready to move on, to start my own business and to make it even more my own.
Okay, so how long have you had the business for now?
I started early 2013, so it's 11. With preparations, I mean, I opened up May 1st, 2013. So yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
there's a lot of similarities
There are.
I'm seeing from my Owen to a Netherlands Owen.
To the Netherlands Owen. I mean, we spoke about this off camera
Yeah.
earlier, about how, you know, working with your dad like I did for so many years, and also the interest in Americana. One thing we particularly noticed when we're coming in is that there isn't a huge market just locally for American stuff. So people are coming in from far, quite a
All over the
distance
country.
away. I would imagine.
Oh, yeah,
Are
all
you
over
getting
the
a lot of that from different places?
Yeah. I think the downside here in Europe is the language barrier. I think that's like, you have to do everything in English, which is not a problem for me. But I mean, if you go across the border, that's a little bit more of a challenge. So there's not a big pond of fish to catch. So I mean, yeah, I think we're doing okay. We build quite a good name out of ourselves, and we have customers from all over the Netherlands coming here.
When you say you put a lot of your own personality into it and your own attention to detail, and then just to give some idea of that, we're sat behind a bar that has leather beer mats that have the Vintech logo engraved into it. You know, it takes it so seriously, and it's so nice. The engine shop that we went in there to see where the engines are built earlier, and it is like, it's like a surgery in there, which it needs to be. You know, if you're building an engine, as you said, you're working down to thousandths of an inch. It needs to be. You cannot afford for debris or the tiniest bit. So collectively, what do you do here? I mean, I know you do American stuff, but I mean, is there a limit to what you'll do? Is it regular maintenance, or I mean?
No, we do mainly the technical part of the business. I mean, I'm not running a body shop. We don't do paint or anything. We don't do interior upholstery, nothing. I mean, it's only the technical part of it, like suspension, gearboxes, mainly engines. I mean, we do everything except cosmetics. I think that's
all the stuff that makes it go faster.
Yeah.
Performance.
Yeah.
And you're and drag racing is something that you're reasonably involved in, is it, or you just build the engines?
I've been in and out of the sport, and recently very active. Yeah, we try to support as many teams as we can by helping them out. I mean, drag racing is kind of a family sport in the sense of that when you're there, different teams, you compete. And then when the competing is done, you're being a family again. Yeah. And that's what I really like.
It's a bit of a niche sport. Outside of the US, it is a niche sport. In the UK, we have one professional track left. We were talking earlier off camera, and you were saying that there aren't any professional tracks over here anymore.
Not anymore. No.
Where's your nearest, if we wanted to go and watch some drag racing, where's the nearest professional track?
I think your professional track would be Hockenheim.
Right.
Germany,
yeah. And so how is 4 hours drive? 5 hours?
Give or take, 4 hours. Yeah.
So really, it's either the UK or Germany. Well, I think it's Malta as well.
Malta, yeah.
But other than that, as drag racing as a European thing, it's just not a thing.
Yeah, it's not
in America,
it's very difficult.
In America, you have a drag strip in every city.
Every state. Yeah.
But obviously us, if you want to find a circuit, for circuit racing and stuff like that, you've got Zandvoort, you've got Spa, you've got the Nürburgring, you've got Le Mans, you've got everywhere you can go within 2, 3, 4 hours.
Yeah, road racing, you're good to go.
That's a shame for us, obviously, over here when we were younger, and you now still are a drag racing nut. But being able to have that opportunity to go drag racing, and I'm sure the American audience and everything else will know of Santapod. That is it. So you're tuning yourselves and everything else is very difficult over here to be able to test it. I want to test that, go there, drive back.
Unless you do a thing that we have over here called go to Mexico.
Yeah.
And when someone says they go to Mexico, that basically means they find like a little quiet road.
The M25.
The M20. Well, that's not really Mexico. That's it. It's
different,
a quiet road, and we say we're going to Mexico. And that means
we've
we
been
can test.
earlier, right there.
Yeah.
We have our own Mexico, right there.
I've got the stamp in my passport to show that actually.
Yeah. What's interesting, you talked about drag racing. So you're part of a team that has a Chevy Nova.
Yep.
Hello. Yeah, exactly.
If you haven't seen that, make sure you check out our channel. We've got some stuff for the Chevy Nova.
I think it's also faster than your Chevy Nova, isn't it?
It is, but it's an all-out
Don't
race
fight,
car.
don't fight.
It is a race car, but it can be used on the street. Is that right?
No, not really.
So mine's a street car. This is what I'm resting on that. The fact that mine's a street car, it's a full weight car. And it's naturally aspirated. That one, it runs 840s, I think you said.
Around 9s.
And it's a blown big block.
Well, I think is it a 10.4? Have you broken?
No,
you broken
it's
980s.
980s, right?
All motor,
It might have been the one I was in when you nearly snapped my head in half. Or my neck off.
That's a street car at the end of the day. Again, it's very, very niche, but it's never been easier to get hold of American car parts in the UK. How do you find getting hold of parts for the American stuff over here? Is it quite good?
Oh yeah, it's okay. I mean, I order my parts at a wholesaler in America, and you can get it through different known shops, like Summit Racing or whatever. I mean, you can get it here. It's not that difficult. If you're patient enough, I mean, usually when it's there on stock, you have it here in a week. So,
Which is crazy. I mean, it's the same in the UK. I can order parts from Summit Racing, and within 4 days, it's landed. And there's parts we order in the UK that don't turn up in 4 days, and the UK is only 400 miles top to bottom. It's mad that it's now so easy to order American parts from. So we're surrounded by the way, doing a podcast, being sat next to a crate Chevy engine is just really comforting for me. I quite like it. This should be the 5th person in the interview. It's lovely being surrounded by all of this, and I love the attention to detail. I noticed the microwave was sat on top of a
Volt.
A Volt.
Yeah.
Have you looked at that? I just love every inch of it. There's a rifle behind the counter and stuff like that.
I clocked that and was like, behave yourself.
It's just I may pick it up earlier. I'm like for touching stuff.
Don't pick up the rifle.
I want to touch it.
Don't touch another man's gun.
You know what's in the Volt?
I don't.
Coffee.
Oh yeah, it's probably really, really good.
It's very important.
Is it a genuine Volt?
No.
Oh.
No, it's a prop.
It's a
Yes,
prop.
it's real. It's a real
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Lock the coffee in there. Go on, after you.
Is that only American stuff that you will work on, or are you starting to go into European stuff as well?
I think in regards of tuning, we go into European stuff as well. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're not restricted to American stuff. I think if I would only do American cars, like, and nothing else, and accept nothing else in our shop,
You'd be out of business, wouldn't you?
Yeah. I'm not sure, but I just like to keep my options open.
Yeah.
So what sort of builds have you been working on as a European? Is there a certain build that you like to focus on?
On a European car, you mean?
Yeah, on the European.
No, it's not a particular bigger build. Like project-wise, I think we do a lot of projects on American stuff. Yeah. Like finishing other people's projects or getting it started or getting like an engine swap kit. I mean, we have the complete package. Like you can get the engine, the wiring, the PCM, we have everything here to get you started and do it yourself as well.
Right.
I mean, that's also the reason why we set it up the way we did set it up. I mean, it's only me and my dad. There's so much, I mean, there's so little time to do it in. And I mean, unfortunately, they're not 25 hours in a day and not 8 days in a week. But we like to motivate the people as well to come in and to not be scared to get started themselves. If you have a project, I mean, that's what I like.
Yeah.
Like, get started, go do it. I will help you. And if it's really too difficult, just bring it in and we'll do it, well, for you, or we take over from there.
It's pretty much like, obviously myself, I'm not a mechanically minded guy, but now I'm starting to get a bit more confidence to do it myself. Usually it would be, I'd get the car, I'd give it to him, pay him to do it. But now I'm like, well, I'm going to save that money and do it myself.
For more parts. For more parts.
Yeah. But it gives... people are always worried because it's a mechanical part or it's something that they've not achieved and done before. Everyone panics. And I think for me now, if you said, "Oh, do that," I'll give it a go. But I'd need the correct part or advice, as you say.
Yeah.
It's all in the guidance and the information you're willing to provide to people. I mean, I'm not going to tell you everything. I will build you an engine. You can build it in your car or truck. I mean, and especially when there's already like a V8 in there, they're like complete swap kits. It has the instruction manual. Everything is there. I mean, so I'm not going to tell you how I build my engines, but I can tell you how you can build it in your.
There is the American car market is, I think, because of the demand. There's such demand in the US for its own cars and its own engines. That in the UK you can't buy like some of the stuff, revered models like XR3i, for example, or something like that. You can't buy. Earlier we were out in your C10 truck, and Dakota Digital do a direct
Like a
fit,
plug and play
instrument panel for an LS swap. So you put your LS motor in there, you take your instrument panel out, which has got your voltmeter, oil pressure gauge, temperature gauge, speedo, RPM counter, everything. You take it out, you take all the gauges out, you put the Dakota ones in, put it in, done. And there isn't, I think, the American market is very unique like that, because many other manufacturers, can you imagine an R32 Skyline, you know, if you wanted to put like a V-Cube 38 or whatever, like a different engine, the market just isn't there to be able to have an instrument panel that plugs in, because they know that's what you're going to do.
There's no volume. There's no volume.
No, there's no volume for it. There's no volume for it. Did you, so when you were, I suppose the appeal for it was that it was different, but when you first looked at that American car, which kind of got you started into American stuff, were you still doing other stuff? Was there other cars that you were interested in?
Oh yeah, I started my career in the Volkswagen.
Yeah. Air-cooled stuff or water-cooled, like GTIs?
No, water-cooled, like the late 70s, early 80s. Like the Golf, like the startup of the Golf, and the Mark 1, Mark 2, I think that was my first car. I bought a Mark II Golf with the engine was completely like blown up, and I bought it from a student who didn't have any money anymore. So I converted it to a GTI, just did an engine swap, and sort of always triggered myself to do more than that the company I worked at allowed me to do. I mean, if you're 17, 18 years old, you're not gonna do engine swaps in the shop. I mean, you come in, you do regular maintenance, you do brakes, you do tires, and I wanted to do more. I always wanted to do more. So I was like, I have this side project for myself, and then on a Saturday, I just learned myself to do more.
You're very motivated. You've got a very motivated character about yourself. Like being self-employed, as I am as well. It takes a lot of huge commitment to do that. And I said earlier, I'm so inspired by it. It takes enough of me to just run the business and be there and fix cars, but to go over and above that, and like on the cylinder heads that are fitted onto one of the engines that Vince is building, he's had the V logo engraved on the front of the cylinder head, and I think that takes something else to, you know, over and above the knowledge that's required to build that engine. You've gone the extra step to go, do you know what, I'm going to put it on there because for no reason.
It's also pride as well. There's a pride thing, and I think that's great. I think, if you're prepared to slap that on there, then you're giving it the seal of approval, and you're saying, that's done.
Me. Yeah. I'm not scared to send it out.
No, exactly.
To have people abuse it.
Yeah. But you're not going to send that engine out, are you? Because that engine's going to be used for something that you're building. Is that correct?
That's in the back right there.
Yeah. Are you okay to talk about the car?
Sure. Yeah.
Because this is a SEMA-worthy or MOTORADDICTS-worthy review. It is. Tell us a bit about the truck that you're building.
It's a 1970 panel truck, so it's the latest delivery truck that's ever been built by Chevy. Mm-hmm. So it's based on a C10 Suburban. Mm-hmm. So it's basically a Suburban with no windows, except
like a van. Yeah. In the UK, we'd call it. Yeah.
And they stopped production back in the day because people who wanted the van bought a van, and people who wanted the truck, they bought a truck. So the panel van was kind of in between, like an El Camino. You know, it's not a car, it's not a truck.
Or a van, yeah.
So it's the panel truck. It's not a truck, but it's not a van. So they stopped production, and the latest one is in this 1970 was the latest production year. And that's the one I got to purchase to make a project out of. Yeah. Which people think I'm crazy.
A lot of controversy about the project.
Yeah.
So what is it you're doing with the truck then?
I'm going to build it completely in the Pro Touring style. Mm-hmm. So suspension is completely different, built by TCI Engineering in California. They did an amazing job engineering a kit for me. Ride-tech coilovers, Willwood brakes. My own engine is going to be in there. Like I can say a mild 1100 horsepower twin turbo LS. Yeah.
That's where we are these days.
Mild, yeah. But that's the thing. Do you find we talked about this with another YouTuber from the UK? We were saying things start at 1,000 horsepower now. Like that's like your base.
Impressive.
Oh yeah, the old 500. The 1,000 is the old 500.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So do you find trying to up it? People want numbers. They're chasing numbers. They're not necessarily chasing the build or the way it drives. They're just, I want 1,000 horsepower. I want 1,500 horsepower.
Yeah, that's usually the question I get when they walk in here. Like, hey, can you build me a 1,000 horsepower motor? I said, yes, I can do.
Yeah.
But have you ever driven a 500 horsepower car?
Yeah. Exactly.
Have you ever driven a 350 horsepower car?
Yeah.
And then you take them out on anything that's around here.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, this is amazing. I said, this is 400.
Yeah, exactly.
You want twice as much at least or more? No.
I think it's nuts that that we've got to that stage because you can bolt, like the engine that's in the Datsun had a real old style of turbo on there, and it was a 6-litre LS motor. So it had really quite an old style of fuel injection system. It's on the factory injection system. Even that made 950. And until you've driven a car with 900 plus horsepower, you don't realise how fast and how lethal potentially that can actually be. Obviously, your truck, your van, your panel van that you're building is built to cope with that.
Yeah.
But someone who's never driven that, if they come to you and they say, I want 1,000 horsepower, and exactly like you say, have you driven a car with 1,000 horsepower? It is unmanageable sometimes.
I think what you've got to do is if it's 1,000 horsepower, if you do it in a Mercedes C63 or you do it in a Golf R or you do it in an Audi RS6, fine.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's a manageable driven car.
And
as soon as you start going engine swap LSs and Datsun or you do this, that's a different level of 1,000 horsepower. Yeah. But the Americans now, it's not impressive unless it's 2,500.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah.
2,000 horsepower. You can have a pump gas 2,000 horsepower car now.
Talk about Texas 2K. It's just
3,500 horsepower.
to even get into the that's what we're talking about.
And they're cylinder, they're GTRs, they're 6-cylinder engines. It's just it is bonkers. And until you've driven a car, I mean, we went out in this C10 earlier, and that's a 6-litre LS with a cam and a few bits, and it was like 520, 530, and that's ample. You can have good fun in it. It stays together, and you can smoke the tyres through the first 3 gears. Yeah. It's great fun, really, but I think it's.
Have you actually done anything like, because in the UK it started coming out a little bit more, like we had a Ford pickup truck, 1960.
No, it's 50s. Yeah,
1950s F100 pickup truck. He's actually put the full running gear of a 370Z in it with 2 turbos. It's capable of 1,000 horsepower. I think it's only at about 500 at the minute.
Said,
Have you ever thought of putting a modern day European engine into an American car to see what the performance
That
is?
would be blasphemy, I think.
Yeah.
He looked up.
That's the wrong way around.
No, I mean, like we've even got ones. There's a Mustang that's there with a C63 AMG engine in it.
Yeah.
There's stuff like that that's floated about now, and the
Sort of
power,
resto mod is
and
kind of,
that's the easier way of getting your 1,000 horsepower.
Yeah. He looks upset by that. You've angered
Yeah,
him. Well done,
Oh, you
Stuart.
get a walk off.
But
We're going to wrap up here.
Thank you very much, David.
No, I think I like the idea, but it's like the specialism for each on their own. I mean, if you're into BMW engines and that's where you want to put a BMW engine in everything that drives around. I mean, I have the love for the LS engine and also for the old school GM stuff. But I mean, so that's where that's what I want to put in everything.
Yeah.
I think that's the way how it works.
and also the experience of them engines, instead like taking the 5-cylinder out of the RS3R, put that into there, turn this truck into a 4-wheel drive. That's just you just cut things off and stick.
Well, we would be capable of, but it wouldn't be my go-to.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
It would make people either very angry or intrigued.
Yeah.
It's one of the both.
If it creates emotion, then it's done its job.
That's how we've done things. We've done
controversy.
things to cars, and they go, "I'm so angry at that. I've got
I'm
to
going to
watch
make a
it.
statement. Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
going to watch it."
What's your? We're talking about the most in the market current state, the most fuel inefficient engines. You know, producing 1,000 upwards horsepower at their full. Wide open throttle, they're probably at least single digits, 6-7 miles to the gallon. What is your take on EV and EV swaps? Quite a lot of the time, I saw some of the cars. You've got a late gen Camaro, like a 2010 or something Camaro.
Yep.
There's a 2007 Corvette downstairs. What's your opinion and what's your view on the people are taking the engines out and putting EV engines in and saying how good it is? Do you have any views on that?
Well, it wouldn't be my decision to do it. I mean, I think you should do where your heart lays. I mean, I'm not going to tell people that it's wrong to convert to EV. I mean, if that's what you want to do, I mean, who am I to judge you on what you like to do? But it's not for me. I mean, I like the technique. I like the engineering behind the combustion engine. I like to push it to the limit, to look at options to make it more. I just like the engineering behind the 4-stroke engine, and then see how far the limits are and where you can take it. And I mean, of course, there's a market for EV, but EV swaps, well, I don't know, not for me.
No,
it's not for me. No.
We often talk about on the channel about theatre, and in the UK, you could use something to describe theatre. Could be used to describe how it feels to be in the car. You know, when we were out in the truck earlier. Even the truck for me had more theatre than a Nissan GTR I drove.
Yeah.
You know, because of the noise and the sense of the touch of everything, the tactile, what things are made of.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that was something. Me personally, I think that's something that EV is moving away from the theatre.
Well, that's the thing I read about on social media. You can see it here and there coming when you swipe through Instagram, and it says like, you can have a steak out of a microwave or from a barbecue. And a microwave is quicker, but still you prefer to have it from the barbecue.
I think Kyle Loftus said that from 1320 video, and that's a wicked statement.
And it's so true.
Yeah,
I mean, for me, it's very true.
Yeah, you can cook a steak in a microwave, but no one wants that, do they?
It's not the experience. I mean,
exactly.
No.
Where do you see yourself? I'm really sorry, I'm hogging everything because I just want to know.
I've got one question I'd like to ask. With you being a father and son team.
Yeah.
How's that? He's not in earshot. He's over there.
Yeah, he's listening.
How's that dynamic? Because some people would say working with family's the best thing ever. We get to spend every day together. We get along. And some people just. Did you ever clash on things? And he says, "Okay, Junior," and you're like, "Oh, I'm not Junior."
I have to be honest. He is very patient with me. I mean, I'm so driven. I always want to look forward. I sometimes maybe want to do stuff like a little bit too ambitious, and then he backs me up. That's what I really like about him. Like, we're not in personalities, we match, but we're not completely the same. So for us it works out really good. Like when I want to go too fast, he's there for me when I need it, and he lets me maybe even make my mistakes to see where I go too fast. Yeah. So it works. It works really good. And it's also a matter of trust. It's not that I don't trust on other people. I mean, I don't take. I'm not having no employees because of trust, but family is like, it's a no-brainer. I can walk out of here, leave my dad in here, and I'm just 100% sure it's fine. With everything.
That is magic. I miss that a lot. I was in the same position, and the dynamic you have between you and your dad is very, very similar. It's the most similar that I've seen in anyone that I've spoken to. Since it really is. It's magic to watch. Really. It's
I like it. I appreciate it very much.
I think that's the thing. I think you've nailed it. Appreciation and know how good you've got it, sort of thing, and you can have that time. But is he just as mad on V8s, or have you won him over with the V8s? I know you said he used to have V8s and stuff like that, but
I think I overtook him. He got me into it, and then I took it to another level, and then now I think in the first 20-some years, I learned from him, and then sort of the roles started to turn around a little.
I've got this one now on.
I like that he must be very proud of you, because you're being ambitious, and to be ambitious and be successfully ambitious, to have that tenacity to like keep going, I want to try this, it's so obvious from an outsider's point of view. Yeah, it's so rare. It's so rare to find and so rare to see.
Okay, so HP Tuners have obviously invited us on this trip around Europe to meet some of their authorized dealers, such as Vintech. What is it about the software that you find the easiest to use for your applications? Do you find it, for what you're doing with your customers' cars, it's the best thing to go to for that?
It's the best opportunity to make like the factory platform function even better. I think that's what describes it the best. I mean, you can get standalone kits. But if you do adjustments like mechanical adjustments to your factory car or truck, it's, I think, the best software to use to adjust the software accordingly to the mechanical adjustments you made. So, and I like work with it. It's a learning curve to get everything like up to par, and in the matter of knowing what you can do and where you can take it. And I think it's really important that you know the mechanics of the technical aspect of the car very well before you start tuning yourself. If you have any doubt, let a professional tuner tune it for you, for sure. But other than that, I think anybody who has the will to learn it can learn how to work with it. That's what I like about it a lot.
And with you specialize, did you say with, is it Chevy or a GMC you specialize with?
Yeah, the GM platform.
Yeah.
So, and especially for us, the LS platform and LT now, the direct injection, which is a whole different game. But I mean, the port injected, so the LS platform, that's mostly used here. Yeah.
Does the, we're getting a bit technical, but I want to know, because I didn't know about that, but I didn't know the LT was direct injected, which is like, which is the modern way of fuel injection anyway.
Yeah.
Does it have port injection as well as the direct injection, or is it just direct injection and that's it?
Yeah, the GM platform only uses the direct injected strategy. I know Ford, for example, they use multiple systems, like they use direct injection and port injection combined, like the Ecotec twin boosted, I think it's the 3.5, the V6s in the F-150s, what we did a couple of. I think what we do the most on General Motors is all just direct injection only.
Volkswagen do this, that Golf R we came.
Oh, is that the same?
Yeah, that's got 4 injectors in the inlet manifold and the direct injection as well. But direct injection allows for a much leaner mixture and more power and everything else. But does it? Do you find? Have you tuned much direct injection stuff? Do you find it? Is it easier or harder to tune with that?
It's different. I don't necessarily think it's harder. The only thing is that the emission regulation on direct injection vehicles, because they're much newer, they're much younger, you have to meet those requirements. And I think with especially street performance parts, if you mechanically adjust like camshaft or intake or anything, it's very difficult to keep up with the European and especially in Holland, the Dutch regulations. So I think that's the challenge. It's not the matter of difficulty on working with their software. I think that's brilliant. Really.
Making it legal.
Yeah, it's more like making it happen. So every year, through their yearly checkup, it's still they're going to be okay with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's cool. So with the HP tuners stuff that you're using at the moment, I mean, you're becoming more and more widely known. I know you travel a lot anyway. Are you dealing with anything outside of your country? Is there a requirement for that?
Yeah, there's no restriction there, but I do work with clients out of the country. And we have a device for it. I have it here actually. It's an RTD. It's you can brand it. Like it's a collaboration between HP tuners on their device, and then they brand it for you. And RTD stands for Remote Tuning Device. So what you can do is you can send it out to a client. I can connect to them as a tuner. They can pull the data, send it to me. I can adjust whatever needs to be adjusted. I send the data back, and they can load it into their vehicle.
That just blows my mind. That's
so
crazy.
It's cool, isn't it?
Crazy.
So physically, you cannot even, you don't even have to have the car in anymore. I mean, if you want to do like a custom tune, like if you have a complete built motor, it needs custom tuning.
Yeah.
You need maybe even a dyno. You need to bring it in. But if you want to have like small adjustments, like if you install a cold air intake, like an open air filter, that's the adjustments we're so known with that I know what to do from a distance, from afar.
We talk about stages, and it's like stage 1, stage 2. It's that kind of thing.
Yeah, you can use it also. Like if you want to drive a different style on an event, and you want to have a different tune on the event, you can load in the tune for the event, and then when you drive home, you load back the other tune. You drive home.
That's clever. And do you need a laptop to do that? Do you need a computer?
No, you can do it on your phone.
Wow.
Like iPhone, Android, that's all compatible.
That's crazy.
That's nuts, isn't it? It can all be done on the fly.
Very impressive.
And what you can do as well, like if there, for any reason, the check engine light pops up, and you're like, hey, what is this? You can read and then send me what the car says to you. And then I can look through the data, and you can even make a recording, and it's like a data log. And you can send me the data log, and I can look at it. I'm like, oh, this is going wrong. So what I told you earlier, like I'm motivating people to work on their own projects. Well, send me the data. I will look with you what's probably wrong with it, most likely what needs to be replaced. I can send you the parts and you can continue a project.
Just be in another country, never even met you. And they just,
and
that's
possibly
crazy.
not even spoken on the phone. You could do it by message if you needed to. Worst case scenario.
So what countries in Europe do you work with then? Is there certain countries?
Yeah, a couple of, in Germany I have a couple of people. I have 2 in France. Because in the north of France, in Clusters, there's a dragway, and we go there quite regularly. So, And furthermore, I have a few friends of mine live in the US, which I'm in good contact with, and they tried it out for me, so, and they liked it. So he's racing.
Get yours.
And he said, I want some adjustments, and he's in the United States, and he asks me for like boost adjustments or maybe for a track day, and I do it for him. I send it over, and he goes on his race day, and I'm here, and he's there.
That's really cool. That's really cool.
That's it.
Fair play.
Which obviously, product-wise, something that is coming to Europe is this little bad boy.
This is all pre-planned. You can tell we're dead smooth.
Tell us a bit, So is the core ECU, but obviously, is it something that you're looking forward to coming out?
Absolutely.
Is it something that's going to replace a lot of stuff that we use in Europe as it is? What are your thoughts on that?
I like it. I like especially the platform they started. Like our core on engine builds is DLS based, Gen 3, Gen 4. That's where they're going to start out with. I love it. I mean, now you have to get a standalone kit from a third party. You have to get the PCM from some other truck or car. You have to make your own kit. I mean, this
Frankenstein
is...
style,
you have to Frankenstein everything together. And I mean, with this device, you can just plug it into your classic, get the PCM from HP tuners, like get the core, wire it up, and have everything...
Talking to everything else. Wow.
So I like the platform.
I guess it's a bit like a Gucci suit, isn't it? You don't go and buy Ralph Lauren pants and then you get a Gucci top. You get a suit and it's all one piece.
It's a tenuous link, but I get
I know, but I like to make things simple.
It's a whole direct replacement rather than playing with the what's
I think
that probably
makes sense.
opens the parameters of what you're able to do. Far more.
And what people can do themselves. Like you can just get it started. I can tune it for you, and then maybe they want to continue tuning it themselves or make some little fine-tune adjustments themselves.
Nice.
It's like open source, so that's very user-friendly.
Yeah. And it's broadly used. I mean, as we know in America, that HP tuner software and hardware is like
Everywhere.
Everyone knows about it. And everyone uses it.
Like belly buttons, everyone's got one.
Well, yes, yeah. I didn't really consider it that way.
Yeah, man. I have two. I've got spare.
Really?
So what's your ideal two-car garage?
Good question.
Very good question.
I think classic and modern. I mean, first of all, a no-brainer for me would be a Camaro ZL1 1LE. Like that's the top
proper.
for me. Yeah,
that's proper. Yeah.
That's like such a wolf in sheep clothes. I mean, not on the appearance, but I mean, I just love it. Just such a killing car. And then next to it, probably some old style kind of hot rod or like old school.
Yeah.
Stu?
Mine would be probably a GT3 RS Porsche.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like those,
yeah.
And then a BMW CL.
Yeah.
M2 CL.
Oh,
M2.
right, okay.
Yeah.
What about you, Nick?
Thanks, Owen.
A Celica GT4.
That laugh. Never smoked a day in his life. No, I'd have. I'd like an old Subaru. Yeah, like a 22B would be the ideal, but P1 or whatever, I'd be happy with that. Two-door GC8 platform.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, in blue with the gold wheels. Can't go wrong. But then I'd prefer a muscle car. I love a muscle car. So I'd probably go like Eleanor GT500,
Yeah,
26 seconds. I've had the pleasure. I'm a photographer. I've had the pleasure of photographing one of them, and I remember sitting in it. And the wooden trim of the wheel, and just looking across there, I had "Go Baby Go"
On the gears
on the shifter, and I was just like, "Oh, mate, this is such." You can't have a bad day and get in that. Maybe when the bill turns up, but still,
when you have
it's
to pay for
so
it.
that would be quite contrasting as well.
It's good to have an eclectic mix, though.
Yeah. What would be your 14-car garage?
Well, my 14-car garage.
You've probably got two of them.
Everything,
exactly.
I have. My Datsun, no. Everything I've got. But if I had a separate garage for those, I want and I will achieve it one day, a Lamborghini Huracan. Is it a Performante or Super something or other?
They do a Superleggera. They do a Performante.
Like a fast one.
But like a Super Edition one.
Got to be a Spider, and it's got to be a really leery
Vibrant colour.
like bright yellow or lime green, something.
Purple,
I've always wanted one. Not just to be a bit of a knob. I just love Huracans. I think they're gorgeous to look at.
Second car, muscle car, innit?
Oh, that's tricky. You know what?
So thanks very much for watching. That's all the time we have. This will take days.
I don't actually know.
What?
Yeah.
Just another car.
I've got a broad taste of stuff. Like my Datsun is up there. I love my Datsun.
That's a dream car. Yeah, I'll give you that.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. So
you're halfway there.
We haven't seen it for a year, but
no, I know.
Yeah,
Who knows
love
what
it.
condition it's in now?
Covered in
I don't even
bird
know.
poo and
However, it will be tuned well because it's tuned on HP Tuner software.
slick. Alice will be happy with that.
There's so much more we could talk about, isn't there? Because I have particularly loved. I relate to a lot of this, and I could talk about it for so much longer. But thank you to Vincent. Thank you to your dad and your family who've put on an amazing food spread for us. Like it was
Very
really
welcomed.
Thank you again to HP Tuners for having us and for putting us here in front of the camera. And also, I want to just say, Nick, that camera, and that camera, Vincent. Thank you so much for having us. And can you tell us? One piece of parting advice that you would suggest if you're building a car or you've got something to do with cars, is there one piece of advice you'd give us before we all go?
Absolutely. Research. Do your research. Like look in your options and spend your money well. I mean, if you've done your research, you're going to be happy in any direction you're going to choose.
Right.
Cool.
Okay.
That's decent.
Google
Yeah.
is your friend, it seems. So there we have it.
Yeah. Or YouTube even. What you're watching this on?
Yeah, or just call him because he knows anyway.
Yeah. I don't want to thank you for coming in.
You're very welcome.
Having you over and seeing you misbehave.
Yeah.
I think you were misbehaving.
Yeah.
We'll stay there. It's not our roads.
Appreciate
So there
it.
we have it, ladies and gents. I'm afraid that is your lot.
Perfect. Amazing.
All right.